Why your mind creates a fake reality.
People build fake scenarios in their heads for a simple reason. The mind doesn't only react to reality, it tries to improve, escape, or predict it. When real life feels boring, uncertain, lonely, or even just emotionally flat, the brain starts filling in the gaps with something better. It creates versions of situations where you are more in control, more loved, more successful, or simply more understood. This isn't random. It's the brain using imagination as a form of emotional regulation. In a way, it's trying to protect you from discomfort by giving you a space where things feel safer or more rewarding than they currently are. For some people, it starts small. A harmless daydream in class, a fantasy before sleep, a scenario about how a conversation could go. But over time, if reality doesn't feel as satisfying, or if stress keeps building, the brain starts returning to those imagined worlds more often. They become easier to access than real effort or real social risk, because in your head, nothing can reject you, fail you, or disappoint you. There's also a deeper layer. The brain learns for repetition. If you repeatedly escape into imagined situations whenever you feel uncomfortable, it starts to wire that as a habit. So instead of facing boredom, awkwardness, or emotional emptiness directly, the mind automatically drifts into a scripted version of life where those feelings are replaced with something more pleasant. It can also be tied to unmet emotional needs. If someone doesn't feel seen, valued, or connected enough in real life, the mind may simulate those experiences internally. Not because the person is delusional, but because the brain is trying to experience what it's missing in any way it can. The important thing is that this isn't just overthinking or being weird, it's a coping mechanism. The issue only starts when the imagined world becomes more rewarding than real life to the point where it quietly replaces action, relationships, and growth. The fix isn't about stopping imagination. That part of you isn't the enemy. The real problem is that your mind learned it can get comfort, excitement, or connection without real-life effort. So the goal is to gently reverse that pattern. The first shift is learning to catch the moment you slip into it, not to judge yourself, but to notice the trigger. Most of the time, it starts with something small: boredom, loneliness, stress, or avoiding a task. The key is what you do in the first 10 to 20 seconds after you notice it. If you stay in the scenario, it grows. If you interrupt it early, it weakens. But interruption doesn't mean forcing yourself to snap out of it harshly. That usually fails. Instead, you replace it with something physical and real. Stand up, change your position, drink water, look around, and describe 3 real things you can see. It sounds basic, but it forces your brain back into the present environment instead of the internal story. Then comes the more important part. You have to give your real life a small win immediately after. Not a huge life overhaul, just something simple that creates real feedback. Cleaning a small area, replying to a message, doing a 5-minute task, or starting something you've been avoiding. This matters because your brain needs proof that reality can also produce progress and reward, not just imagination. Over time, this rewires the pattern. Instead of discomfort, escape into head, it becomes discomfort, small real action, relief. That's how you slowly reduce the pull of fake scenarios without fighting your mind directly. And one more thing that matters: don't try to remove imagination completely. If you do, it usually rebounds. Instead, limit it, give it a boundary. For example, only allow daydreaming when you're intentionally relaxing, not when you're avoiding life. That alone reduces how much it takes over your day. The real fix is not force, it's teaching your brain that real life is still worth returning to.